Hello, everybody. This is Shanice with Ali once again. Thank you for coming and sharing your truth today, Miss Shah's channel. um, Today is something special because I've been talking to one of my friends, and she's like a sister to me. We've been sharing back and forth. We've been talking about this thing called forgiveness, right? And one thing I noticed about our community, our people, we don't know how to forgive one another, but we forgive other people first, right? And that's in the community. But how about in the home? How do we go by forgiving each other in the home, or a husband, a wife, a girlfriend, boyfriend, or same sex? How do we forgive each other? So I decided to do a topic on forgiveness. I think is very important for us as a Black and Brown community to start forgiving each other, especially for the smallest things, right? Um, I could say so much more that we're willing to forgive, but when it comes down to our Black and Brown brothers and sisters, we don't forgive. We don't forgive family members. So I think this is so important. So when I put it up there on Facebook, that I want to shine a light on this particular word, forgiveness and acceptance. Um, a couple of people had responded back and said that they want to be a part. So I think I want to continue on with this topic on forgiveness because I feel that is needed. So Miss Shy, her and I conversed back and forth, and she said that she would love to come on and be a part of this conversation. So I would like for you to introduce yourself to the audience, to your people, to my people, let everybody know who you is.
Okay, so one, I feel comfortable with myself and excited when I introduce myself because I love her so much. I am the one and only Sha Chanel. Blame me, I did it. Okay, honey, I'ma always take credit for the stuff that I do because I just feel like as a Black woman, it's miraculous. You have no idea how many people, you know, try to tell me, Sha, you do too much. Sha, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. And sometimes I hold my peace, but in my head, that Sha Chanel character that comes out, be like, well, maybe you're not doing enough. Right? Maybe you should be the one that need to catch up because success love urgency. And I learned that from a Black sister, right? A millionaire. She's a real estate mogul, and sis is so beautiful. And she's not just beautiful on the outskirts, she's beautiful in success, right? And she shines that in our community. So when she said that, like, Sha, success loves urgency. Okay. Maybe you're not urgent enough on what you're doing, right? And that's where self-forgiveness comes in, because if you're not doing enough for yourself, who is? And I'm gonna need you to start forgiving yourself. But I am that. I am her, the one and only Blame Shy. She did it. I'm an author. I'm a mom of six. Um, I have two older kids. One is about to turn 18 tomorrow. So, girl, whoo, my grades are
Wow.
starting to shine. Um, thank God they still here. Thank God they still in good spirits. Thank God they God fearing. They respectful Black young men that I raised. So now I got a bunch of little, four little ones that's still running around. I'm an artist, um, master marketer, I have to say. People love my work. I do a lot of good work. I do a lot of good work for Black owned businesses because I have this idea in my heart, and nobody can tell me different. If we market the right way as Black excellence, then our future generations get to see that. And representation matters so much. And that's how these other people are getting them to look at, the negative aspect of life where it's not shining on Black success and Black positivity and Black healing, right? They can shine light and they market a good way to turn our future generations into whatever ideal they have for themselves. And whatever standpoint they want them to grow up in. So if we start changing that dynamic a little bit and showing these Black kids Black excellence everywhere, not just on social media, but in your local community, I feel like we'll win. That'll be a part of the change. So that's why I got into marketing. I'm very good at it. I am one of the best illustrators and graphic designers. And it's not just me. I have a team of Black excellence that come behind me. So shout out to them, the whole Cultured AI group. Um, and I founded that program because I needed help and I couldn't do it by myself, into changing what representation looked like. And now Black owned businesses don't even utilize or know how vast AI can turn your business, right? So we trying to teach these kids this. I am a developer, so shout out to that. And it was a Black sister that's teaching me as I go along. So shout out to Natasha, because now a sister can code. I can code, and that's a very vast education system that we're not afforded the luxury to get in most of the time. So developing our own softwares, developing our own motherboards and things like that, it's becoming iconic for me, right? Doing websites to where it match your mainstream competitors. As a Black owned businesses, I'm going to up you a level because I want you to win. I want you to make money so I can make money. So I'm going to up your brand as much as I can. And I got these Black AI geniuses and Black designers and Black graphic artists from all around the world, the best of the best, sis, that's behind me and standing with me. Like, we going to get this year. I'm a phenomenal author. One of the best books that I have done thus far is a children's book. So shout out to Poo Poo, because him little self is getting up there, a whole CEO in the making, and his mom Jasmine. And I have another book which is called In the Absence of Fathers, and that's just grasping the emotions of our Black men in our urban forgotten communities, right? They say they don't have no emotions to build off of, but that's not true. Some of our Black men is more emotional than our Black sisters, but we don't give them a chance outside of survival to express that. Not giving them a golden ticket for some of the bullshit. I could curse on here. I'm sorry. Can I say that? Can I
Let's
be
keep it,
raw?
let's keep kind of keep it PG a little bit. We got all type of people watching, but yes, go ahead. You can do your thing.
Okay. So I'm not giving them the pass away or a golden ticket for the bullshit that they do, because I'm the one to, you can blame me. I don't care. Blame me for the raw shit, blame me for the real shit. Black men in today's society for love is not safe at the moment. Black women are struggling, and it's like our mirrored image that's supposed to be with us is not holding themselves accountable. They're not giving us something to forgive, that's worthy of forgiving. Let me correct myself. They're not giving us a character to where it's mimicking something of excellence, right? We got so many Black brothers that's doing so much phenomenal shit, and in the same hand, they turn around and say Black women is not doing enough. It's the Black woman that birthed your phenomenal king ass, right? It's the Black woman somewhere along in your path that help you get to greatness. And it's like we get kicked in our face. When is it a point to where, when we get to the point to where we can forgive, right? And in order to get to forgiveness, we got to talk about the raw issues, and not just like everybody else where you talk about the raw issues, but motherfucker, bring a solution to, because that's a big help within our community. Everybody knows the problem, but we don't have solution-based motherfuckers that's helping us. If we in a relationship, I know that how to whoop your ass. I know how to find out if you cheating. I know how to make sure that my homeboys know that I'm fucking around on you, right? I know how to do all the negative shit. But where is the models and the standpoint for Black love to where it's a solution? Grabbing a brother, grabbing a sister, look, I understand you independent, you can wear whatever you want to wear, but like I was talking to you, sis, you ain't always got to show your ass, right? If you got a man at home, if he okay with it, then that's y'all, to everyone, to each his own. But the most dynamic way for us to start showing Black excellence is to have respect for ourselves. And to get respectful, we have to start talking about the real shit that needs to be forgiven. I forgive you, brother, if you can't stand up and come up and show up for me 100%. I forgive that. can you move forward after my forgiveness and do some corrective action? Right? That's forgiveness. That's an issue. The issue is being presented, and you coming up with a solution. Is there a group of community of brothers that can correct you? Can you, guarantee or volunteer some time out of your busy day to go and seek corrective action for the shit that I'm forgiving you for? Because if I forgive you and you do the shit again, then what the fuck is the sense of forgiveness? Now you just using my kind heart, right?
Right. And that goes both ways, right? Because a lot of us females do silly stuff too, right? And but we gotta also remember that if you had, for example, I went to a politician and I was like, hey, well, my husband did. He went to a politician, he asked the politician for whatever it was, but the politician wanted solution, right? So we had the problem and we had to give a solution. So sometimes people don't have a solution, and but they know the problem, like instantly, but never come up with any type of solution. So what do we do in that? Do we talk it out? Do we scream at each other? We work something out. We go to a therapist. We go to people that actually gone through these same situations, and we all sit down as a community. As we talking about community, we all come down, we all speak about it with the community and see how can we come up with a solution. But I do want to get into, one of the questions, and one of the questions is like, what ways do I feel unseen on or unprotected by my brothers? What's your thoughts on
Um,
that?
I think that women feel unseen in so many different dynamics, especially in the Black community. Um, and it's not their fault. It's just it's this is the way of the world, right? And the only way you can be seen as a Black sister is if you showcasing a more sexual profile, a more, dynamic. You're not gonna be seen by a brother if you a whole nerd, right? And you got to be a dynamic nerd, like Sha Chanel. She a whole nerd. So the brothers that's real, they fuck with me, right? Not in a relationship status, but I mean they really respect me. They don't see me up here shaking my ass and stuff like that. Yes, it's for, it will draw the attention, but it don't always draw back the respect and the success aspect on how far can you go if a brother seen your mind before he seen your ass. And excuse me, in today's society, you can't even cook, sis. You know that you gotta twerk to cook to sell a meal nowadays. Like you gotta have a two-piece on in the kitchen. I don't want to see that shit for my daughters, right? But that's the only way that Black men are showing up for women. That's the only way in today's society you can sell music as if you're over sexualized. Black brothers need to set a standard as well to give women an avenue if they are beautiful and they're brilliant, right? So you understand what I'm saying,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Our sisters is not being hurt emotionally. I
Mm-hmm.
say if you heal the Black woman's heart and you strengthen the Black man's mind, you got a dynamic culture being born, right? We are not able to express now in today's age to a brother how we really feel without being called bitter, without being called ungrateful, right? If you try to level a brother up, there is a 50-50 chance that that brother gonna level up on your ass and then leave you. So Black women are not being felt in that way because again, they're not safe to show themselves emotionally. But you got brothers out here that's screaming, we want a submissive woman. How, Sway? How, like, Sway, how does that coincide with each other? So in order for us to start forgiving inside the community, first we got to have a clear understanding of what the fuck is needed, how you going to express how you want it, right? How you going to show up as the person who should be receiving what you asking for, right? Again, not only just showing the issues in our community, you got enough heavy hitters that's getting rich off of the issues in our community. They showcase that shit every day. Every day. I'm tired of seeing black people in that light. I'm tired of seeing black sisters in that light. I'm tired of seeing black brothers in that light. How about we start building solutions to where it is shown what forgiveness look like too, right?
This is true. I mean, you know, how can we show forgiveness? Without looking like, for example, if I want to say this is a bad example, but for example, if my man is cheating and some other people know about it, but I forgive him, but then it's like you're looking crazy forgiving him on something like that, right? But if I show the community, okay, we're going to therapy, we figuring this thing out, um, we it work in progress, because at the end of the day, everybody, people going to sin. Everybody's going to do something weird, crazy. Unfortunately, we're human, right? And at the end of the day, it's like, what do we show the people, or do we keep quiet, deal with our personal stuff, and just move on like nothing happened? Or we find a community of people, because what you mentioned, a lot of the men are messed up, a lot of the women are messed up. Do we find that community that is doing the right thing? So I personally believe in my community in Harlem. I met some really good, powerful people, and from all ages, and we all doing great things in the community, and I love it. You can't find that everywhere. And I'm grateful that I found the type of people that's around my husband and myself, and they will let us know, like, hey, niece, you're doing something wrong, or hey, the guy, you're doing something wrong, and they will pull us together. I love that about the community that I have. Not everybody have that, I understand, but lock on to those who are doing the right thing. We are so quick to lock onto negative bull crap that the negativity
Amen.
seem like it's the right thing to do, and it's not.
And you made a good point too. We live in a world to where people care about what other people think. You right? People get married not for the sake of union and commitment and something that's um a vow that you taken before the most high, but they get married because the pictures look dope on Instagram, right? You got a society built on people on their livelihood is based on what other people think. So for me, I'm still, I'm trapped in the middle of not having social media like you, sis, right? Taking it back to the beeper, and you want to hide shit. You don't want anybody in your business. But at the same time, I do also understand that sometimes your testimony might be an avenue to save another sister. Um, so it's a double-edged sword when it comes to that, but you have to use your own discernment on and when to decipher who's your community, right? If you reaching out to people, it should damn sure be people that's gonna elevate your success. Like you and your husband, sis, you do amazing things for women. There are not a lot of women communities to where sisters is not being vindictive towards each other. So where it's really success. So where it's, sis, I really want to see you win. Do you, boo? Right? You don't have that. So when you do have that, I think that's something in the community that should be a light shined on. You don't have a lot of community to where a brother can have a safe space. When I was talking to a brother recently, he was, expressing to me, brothers don't have a safe space to say, I don't have this shit all the way figured out. Okay, hold on, baby. I'm sorry, I got the baby today.
It's okay.
But brothers don't have a safe space to where they can say, I don't have this shit all figured out, right? And if they do tell a female or brothers in today's society, that makes them look weak. You can't post your roaches and rats on Facebook, right? So why the fuck would you post that your mate is cheating on you? Why would you post that unless you're looking for views or it's a skit or something like that? So you do need close circles in mind to where you can dictate where to go in life when an issue comes. You can decipher, what kind of people should your energy be given for forgiveness, right? Because some brothers and sisters don't deserve that shit. You really got people that's out here that's really people with. They don't deserve forgiveness right now. If you change your shit, maybe I could forgive you, but I'm gonna keep my distance away from you. But I forgive you. The aspect of forgiveness is for you to move on from the other person, since you know how I feel about that. Showing it up as in a community, as Black people, we do need to forgive ourselves as a community, um, because it's going to help us usher in a new future. We forgive McDonald's every day if they fuck up our order, but we won't forgive a Black business if they food came cold because they ain't have no sales all goddamn day. We don't ever think about that in that aspect. We would never forgive a Black sister if maybe she was tired and she forgot your appointment and you didn't give her enough grace period to hit you back. You are on Yelp and Facebook and everything, tearing that Black sister down as much as you can. That's the kind
Right,
of forgiveness in a community that we need to have for each other. If you can
right.
forgive Nike for sending you 2 left sneakers, then you should damn well forgive the Black owned business that's in your community for their fuck up, because not everybody got it right.
Yeah. I want to ask, do you think it's a systematic, racism that affect us? Like, for example, you get the book called Willie Lynch. You get that book and it tells the story about how they keep us separated. And like you said, and I think I have brought this up to somebody before, whereas we will go off on each other, but when it comes down to, like you said, McDonald's, the food is not hot, or they gave me cheese and I didn't want cheese, or they a person put milk in my coffee and I can't drink milk, whatever the case might be. So it's like, how are we so quick to do that with other folks, but when it come down to us is a problem? So I believe that's something from slavery days that have us all the way jacked up. And how do we break this? What
And
solutions
that's what I
can we
was
start?
saying, sis. It's and I'ma just say this. It's not even about McDonald's serving you a cold damn burger or something like that. It's really just point blank period. This shit ain't healthy for us.
Of course,
But it's in
yeah, that
every
part.
community times
Mhm.
three, right? They serving us poison, but we'll never go after that scenario. I'm gonna say that. So let's get that out the way. Um, is it systematic oppression? Hell yeah. Come on. We are living in a society that was built on the blood, sweat, and tears of our people, right? So, do you really think now, because times have moved forward, shit has changed? That it's never going to be a change until we initiate our own change. I'm saying run a change parallel to their system. We don't have to drain in the system. We've been busting our asses for years trying to get approval from people who already built their whole livelihood on telling us we're not worthy of approval. That's, I'm not going to say what the definition of insanity is, but we all know, right? So if we spent 400 years on trying to better ourselves in the eyes of the oppressor, you in today's society, it's structured for us to fail. Um, but it's not our fault, because at the end of the day, we were only afforded the luxury to be living off survival. Um, to be surviving in life. Let me say that. We're not afforded the luxury all the time to teach our generations living skills as far as in financial development and perfect education and future development, generational wealth, even goddamn insurance, right? We are still in the age of the Black culture to where we are doing go fund me for someone who has passed on to the next realm of life, right, sis? Right, we not afforded the luxury to teach our kids living necessities. We are still living in an age to where we're still telling our Black men, you have to put your hands up if the police stop you, right? So if I'd rather you learn how to live in this world today before I teach you that this world is based on your downfall. I have to make sure that first you living every fucking day in this world, especially as our black men, our black boys, that you gonna make it home before I can teach you that this structured society is basically built on your doom. It's going to survive on your doom. It's going to survive on you failing, right? And that's not no bullshit, baby. This is really analytics that's out right now. Even our kids in elementary school is built on their demise right now. Them statewide tests, them city tests and shit, it's only to calculate how many more prison beds is going to be built in their future. But how can we teach that to our little black boys when again we got to teach them, yo, if even if you walking with your group of friends, be mindful of what's around you, and not just for the police system. We got to be mindful now of our own community, right? Because we still got them brothers who, even though their way of justice, because I don't want to, don't misquote me, I'm from the hood, so I understand that sometimes brothers go through that as an emotion to where I feel like I gotta take your life, that I'm so fucking pissed off. No, it's not right. I'm not saying that neither. But what I'm saying is that when those brothers are at that heat of emotion to take a fucking life, they're not thinking about the bystanders and the innocent kids that's walking past. It's nigga, I got beef right now, so I'm gonna handle this beef right now. So if we start teaching our kids the way of living, especially our young brothers, when it comes to them sticks and them poles, instead of taking them and telling them that, oh, you can't defend yourself, how about sis, we get in classes like how you about to do and teach them what's the laws of having a fucking heat and riding with guns and stuff. What's the right way to aim it? When is the right time to protect yourself in a defense? Because it can't just be because the nigga down the street got a red flag and that shit say made in China, and because the color is on it, you got to take his life. That shit whack as hell. But we don't have those leaders again. There's no forgiveness in the hood to say, little brother, I understand what you're going through. You needed a source of community. This was probably the only source of community that you was gonna get. Because, like I said again, sis, our behind the scenes conversations be different. But we live in a community to where little brothers is not getting a hug at home. You can count right now in every fucking urban community 100 little black boys that don't get fucking hugs. There's 100 little black girls who moms is not afforded the luxury of living again to where they're only afforded survival. Boo, I gotta go to work. These bills gotta be paid. Your dad's not here. I see you when I see you. Come home, make sure your homework done, lock the door. But mom forgot to kiss her.
Yeah.
Mom forgot to say, I love you today. Have a good day. I'm
Absolutely.
so lucky that my mom, she does that before she hang up
Mhm.
the phone. I love you. I love you
Mhm.
too, anime. I love you too, right?
Mhm.
My kids, they are so accustomed to this. When they're younger, I teach them early. Who do
Mhm.
mommy love? Say your
Mhm.
name. Yes, mommy love you.
Mhm.
Why? Because once you leave my home, it's not guaranteed that this fucking world out here as a black kid, you gonna get that same kind of compassion.
Right. It's true. I mean, so even with my support groups, like I've mentioned to you before, we used to hug each other, especially when, we come through the door, we give each other a hug. If somebody's crying, give them a tissue, as long as it was okay, because we know well, at the time I was doing support groups for women who'd gone through domestic violence. I would ask, is it okay? And this is part of our thing. This is what we do. We hug. I'm a hugger, unfortunately, because of COVID, I kind of like, but otherwise that's what we was doing, because I wasn't getting that hugs when I was little, and I have a daughter, she's 30. I hug her. She hug her son, she tell me have a good day before I tell her have a good day. But I think for this forgiveness part, I think we need to start verbally saying it. I forgive you. Nah, it's all right. It's cool. I forgive you. It's good. One day, somebody in Harlem, a mailman, a mail deliverer, he got stabbed by someone, And I think this person, a lot of mental health is, oh my God, that stuff is going on too. The person, I don't know the story, but he got stabbed up in the store. And I think we need to start saying the word. Nah, it's okay. You get in front of me. It's good. I forgive you. No problem. You skip me. That's all right. And listen, it's all right. And we
Snap,
so
snap in the
right. We so
community.
right.
That's the
I was about to
message.
say we so quick to snap or be on 10 or 100 all the time. And instead of when somebody come at you like that and say, I forgive you is all good, and lower it down. One time years ago when I was on public assistance, I had went into the office and the receptionist, poor thing, she was getting screamed at somebody. And I came up, she would have gave me that same mess, right? She would have
Energy.
gave that to
Uh-huh.
me. But I was like, I came with I'm sorry you went through what you just went through, and I get it because I've been working with the public is not easy. However, I just wanted to know what's my number. So I came with another approach. So even if she was already with the 100, she probably came down to like a 5. So we're so quick to snap and not understanding that we're losing our lives back and forth. We're losing our lives all around the place. But if we just learn how to say, you got it, it's not a problem, and smile, and smile. That
Yeah,
was no
because
fun.
that's another thing, sis. We don't put ourselves in other people's shoes at all, at all. It could very well have been not only this woman don't like her job coming to the social service office, right? So you
Mhm,
just did her a service that probably even her peers that she working with, her co-workers probably won't even grant her that luxury. Just the
mhm,
luxury of understanding, like, damn, I get it, boo. You probably don't want to be here. All the other people giving you their ass to kiss because they don't want to be
mhm,
here neither. Let me
mhm.
transfer a different realm of energy towards your work day. And she probably thought about that shit for a whole 2-3 hours after you left. Like, damn, I wish everybody else would have been like her today, right?
Right, exactly.
And I
And
get it.
energy. That's another thing. Energy. It means a lot, especially in our community. I feel like forgiveness is a gift, right? And a lot of people who gone through so much in life from the time they was a child coming up, they don't understand that forgiveness is a gift. And those who do understand need to build that up in our community. And I hope and pray that people is listening. And the great thing about what I'm doing today, I'm going to continue this conversation regarding forgiveness because your aspect of forgiveness might be somebody else have a different aspect of forgiveness, but we want to continue this conversation so it could grow. And just like at one point we was doing kings and queens. We would call each other queens. We would call each other kings. Let's stop calling each other the B word. Let's stop saying the N word. And the community that I'm around, that's what we say. And we enjoy it. I don't want to be called the
We do enjoy
BITCH
it, but
word.
sis, we gotta let me okay. One is
Hmm.
nigga is not a bad word. The
Hmm.
word nigga, when people start picking up on that, I want people to turn this shit into a viral video. Okay. Let me give y'all a little history. The word niggas mean royalty. It's an term of endearment from one of the original languages from Ethiopia. So when the colonizers went to Africa and they heard an accent and a dialect saying niggas, you captured our niggas, they were saying you captured our king. So in return, right, the Europeans, when they went over there, the colonizers, the captives, the people who kidnapped people, let's call them what they are, right? They went over there and they said, hey, we got your niggers. And that transpired to word today to where that's lost history that our people don't fucking understand. So let's turn this into when they call you a nigger the next time, say thank you. Because you are telling me I am a king. I am a queen. Look this up. Google it. It's on information everywhere. And it's not just the term niggers. It's spelled in so many different dialects from that time before captivity all the way up into now. You can still find the real rooted definition. Negus. Let's start there. Let's start educating our people, because that is not a term to where white people should be capitalizing on it after they did it for so many years, but our people don't even know the origin from where the word came from. They be ready hot because they called you a nigga. You be ready to go to jail to stand on some shit, and you don't even get it. You're supposed to be saying thank you. You're right. All this time, let's start using what they taught us and reteach ourselves. Because if you knew that word nigga has lasted through so many hundreds of generations of our people, you knew that that word meant royalty. You knew that. And here it is in today's society, the same word has been changed in definition. We can use that in court to start getting our reparations. Some people knew that we was the original kings and queens of this world, but I just want my people to really know that let's start teaching each other what the real truth and definition is. The word nigga is not a term of badness. It is not a bad thing, y'all black people. Let me stand on that. I stand on that 100%. It is a term that you are telling me in my face that I am a fucking king. I am a fucking queen. My kids are kings and queens. Let's stop taking that shit to heart, because they told us that it meant something of derogatory definition. If you don't believe me, it's a lot of black historians out here right now that'll tell you to argue with your mama. Let's start educating our people. I just wanted to say that.
Oh, I don't think you heard me. So what I was asking was, have you gone through any betrayal, or have you experienced anything from a black male that made you still be holding on to? Any betrayal, any pain that you are holding on
In
to?
what sense? Like in business sense, in relationship sense? It's a lot of things that I had to forgive from my
Right,
brothers.
right. So
Even right now,
something may be quick.
working in
Hmm.
marketing.
Hmm.
Okay, so I like it's me trying to help brothers today. A lot of brothers don't feel comfortable with a sister telling them how to run a business. Although I keep secret that I learned how to market from one of the best black millionaires there is. Shout out to the brother Dante Lee. He teaches black people how to get this shit done. But also he gave a group of black people who inspired to be great, and not just marketing, but pushing other black businesses ahead.
Hmm.
He gave us a platform. He gave us a wave. So if I'm doing imagery for you, if I'm trying to get your audience to look at you, sis, and you know that shit work, I did it for you, right? My
Hmm.
marketing is good. The flyers
Hmm.
come out, baby, because I
I
want you to
love it.
make the money. I want you
Hmm.
to get the views. That's my
Hmm.
purpose. But I gotta forgive black brothers when I'm like, yo, I want to help you, and it's like, yo, sis, you trying to scam me. Why? Why the fuck? You don't even know me. I'm from the hood. Brother, I done seen scammers. This is not what the fuck I would do as a scammer. Trust me, I can code some shit. I'm a developer. The last thing I want to do is scam your ass out of $200-300 to help your business fucking grow. So I get that a lot. I see brothers to where they don't know how to communicate effectively, to where it might come off you not looking at me as a black woman with respect, right? You're not giving me the respect that you in the same breath would demand from me as a black woman, because you are a man. I tell sisters all the time, we live in a day and age to where now most of the bitches I know stand up pissing. Don't let that go over your head. Um, and it's because of the way that they carry themselves, to where why in today's society as a Black woman, I still have to have an avenue open to where I have to forgive you. Haven't you done enough? Haven't we as Black women been through enough to where we should have at least like a 5-year span where we ain't gotta go through shit that requires us to forgive you, right? It should be peace, smooth sailing. Why? Because if you give Black women that avenue for at least 5 years, we would change the whole fucking culture. We would literally, dynamically, for sure, without a doubt, change the fucking culture. If
But
that
that's
makes sense,
crazy.
sis.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's probably why we got the person that in office right now, because a lot of people was afraid to have a woman in office.
Slap
So
in our fucking face. Slap in our face. I mean, if you a business owner right now as a Black person, use that too. We gotta start taking them fucking lemons and turn them into lemonade. You know that he hate Black people, but he love business owners and money uh, more than his racist shit shine through, right? So if you a business owner, no matter what color you are, Black or and white, nigga, you gonna succeed a little bit. Just push that shit to success. Come over here and get you some fly ads that's gonna make you look like a corporate empire, and that man gonna keep giving you the money because that's what he want. But we'll look at it and not realize that they also want to uproar out of Black people, and Black people is really fucking tired. We not biting. We are not biting. We not going for it. This new generation of people don't even give a fuck what the fuck is going on in politics. It really don't got nothing to do with us at this point, the way that we are moving in unity. I don't want to, and again, I'm solution based. I'm not problem based. So I want to shout out to all the Black people that are moving in success, that are awakening and starting to move in their true and greater power and purpose. You know, the sisters that are out here doing things. Case in point, me and you, right? The brothers that are moving out here doing what the fuck they need to do in order to better the purpose, the culture, and their generations. We have to start shining light on that too. And I forgive the motherfuckers that ain't ready to get to that point yet. I'm sorry I ain't get to that point. My bad. I wish somebody aid y'all and grab that community of people who's forgotten or at a standstill or even depressed. You know, even the brothers right now that's causing a woman to go through a domestic violence situation. Brother, I pray for you, and I hope that a motherfucker grab you and bring you into the real world, because we need you to be fighting a war and not fighting your woman. So you know, we have to move forward into what is going to be solutions for our fucking community. No, I don't forgive niggas that's doing shit like Diddy. That shit is I'm not saying that. I'm not forgiving. Don't forgive a motherfucker who just took a sister's life. I'm not saying that neither, because that shit is foul. I think y'all get the just due which I get. Do I
right.
believe the Black community should be serving justice among themselves? Hell yeah. You got so many communities that come here and they serve their own justice. You got so many embassies to where their people are serviced and judged by their own peers. We don't have that luxury because we ain't even get that far yet, sis. So
Well,
I forgive the Black people too for that.
I feel like, you know, once, and I think a lot of people is doing this now. People are really paying attention, right? And people are getting up and no longer being afraid to say what is on their mind and what they see is happening in their Black community, which is a great thing.
Amen.
And I was just watching something last night, and this man went off, and I'm not going to touch on that, but it's like we're standing up, okay? But I need us as a Black and brown community, because technically it's more of us than it is other folks, but some people feel like they are a different race and color than the Black and brown community. And a lot of those are saying, no, I am Black. And I'm happy that you're starting to realize that, because when you get in trouble, they're gonna treat you like you're one of us. So with that being said, once we start saying, I forgive you, maybe we are breaking walls. We got to
Mm-hmm.
figure out what is that chain of hurts and break that joint and tear it down and have us to be more of one accord than 1,000 people saying different stuff. And you see it, you see what's going on.
Let me ask you a question. I know you're the interviewer, right? But let
Yeah,
me ask you a question. What would that world look like for you? Like, can you paint that picture for the Black community? Because I know Black America would definitely be dope as fuck. I mean, a community to where we all working together rather than bashing each other down, right, sis? But what does that look like for you?
I think once we do that, we understand how much power we have as a Black and Brown community. Once we start forgiving, but first, forgive yourself, right? Because it starts within you. Forgive you for whatever you have done. I remember back in the day when I became a born again Christian. And everything that I had did to someone, I called them and I said, I'm sorry. You know, so with that being said, when we have more of those people saying, listen, I hurt you, I'm sorry. How can we move forward? How can we build a healthy relationship? Because all this is unhealthy. How can we build a healthy relationship in our community? How can we come together when you don't have food? We all come together and we get you some food. When your kids don't have clothes, we all come together and we get you some clothes, and vice versa. Same thing, not just one person always getting, because for some reason, that's another thing that we have. We always have this selfish action or selfish behaviors. But when you become selfless, if hopefully I'm saying it right, and
Mm-hmm.
start working with one another. And as soon as you get on the phone and say, yeah, Kasha didn't have no clothes, man, listen, ain't nobody trying to hear that, and shut that stuff down, we become more healthy. Okay. We become
And
more
it makes you
healthy.
feel good
And
too.
right.
You know, it used to be that type of community back in the day, especially you from
Right.
Harlem, sis. You
Mm-hmm.
in Harlem. So
Mm-hmm.
you remember the Harlem Renaissance
Mm-hmm.
era, excuse me, where grandma and big mama and them used to
Mm-hmm.
come together, even in the southern regions where they would host rent parties or,
Mm-hmm.
come together and have even the churches used to come together and have
Mm-hmm.
revivals.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, it wasn't always a competitive mind state. And I
Mm-hmm.
lived through that era to where,
Mm-hmm.
you can have the block party and everybody pitched in. It was more so a potluck than a buffet on one motherfucker's back. If we
Mm-hmm.
bring that back, that was the vibe back in the days. You remember where everybody got together and
Mm-hmm.
everybody, your kids and my kids grew up together. That community structure is really when black people had something of substance,
Mm-hmm.
despite the fact that all of our black communities was burned down. Once it got to that era, it was a fucking wave. I think the only downfall that we didn't pick up was nobody went back to the southern regions or back to grandma and them house
Mm-hmm.
to save the land, that we still went to the big cities because we wanted to be superstars and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. We all traveled to Harlem. We all wanted to go to Chicago and shit. When we should have sent somebody back down south to keep the land and tend to the gardens and shit, because we would be well off now. But we can't, cry over spilt milk. What I'm saying is, I remember that era of community, and that
Mm-hmm.
era of community felt good. The
Absolutely.
energy was just different. You might have not had it all. You might have had to have some handy downs or whatever, but at least you was together. At least you had your cousins, your aunties. Two-parent household in most days in that era. Now in today's era, if we can bring that with modern society for Black America, sis, you know that vibe that it would be.
I'm
Oh my
telling you.
God, well, we got 10, 20 different soul food restaurants all in the same community, Black grocery stores, brothers that has 2015 different fashion lines and it's all black owned. That energy would be so fucking dope,
Right,
sis.
right. It's true. But once they did, and I was talking to my husband about this one day, once they tore down our Wall Street, it, like you said, it never went back. And that's to keep us from doing those things with one another. Because if long like the movie Sinners, I was watching that with my sister, my daughter last night, and I had to break it down and let her see that a certain class of people, when you don't allow them in your house or your home or your business, they like, oh word, you don't want me to be a part of this? I got you. And next thing you know, allegations coming out. Oh, they over there stealing the money, whatever it is. And us as Black folks, instead of us investigating it on our own, we automatically um, lock into somebody's rumors, right? Like one of my friends said to me, nobody can come to me and tell me something about you that you said or you did when I talk to you on the phone every day. They cannot come and tell me anything about you when I know you better than some other people. And I was like, you know what? I appreciate that. And that's the type of person I'm going to rock with. If you don't know me, you will be so quick to take the rumor or the negative. And next thing you know, you never called me and said, Shanice, did you say that? Or did you do that? So I believe in we have the power to forgive, right? And it's dependent on what it is, but we have the power to forgive, right? And what do that look like? What do that look like? That's the thing. We don't know what it looked like because nobody ain't trying to say, I forgive you. I'm good
We
with
ain't
you.
really
We're straight
trying
with
it.
you.
That's why we setting a new wave here today, sis. We setting a whole new motion
Yeah,
because
yeah.
what the fuck we don't even we have no structure or no blueprint to show what the fuck that look like in our community. If that's not a wake up call, if that's not a
Mm,
call for action for change right now, to where I can't pinpoint what the fuck it look like for forgiveness in the Black community, then that means that we got some work to do. And the
mm-hmm.
work gonna be fine, but I don't even want to look at the journey to get there. I'm ready to start just planning a step-by-step
The
action
seed.
because
Plant
by
the
step by
seed.
step, right? Take it step by step. You did make a good point. The Sinners movie bomb, fantastic. I missed them already. They need to hurry up and drop number two. Where is the number two? What are
Right,
y'all doing? Y'all
absolutely.
cannot do that to the Black community. Twilight had a saga. I think
Hmm.
Sinners should have a saga. Okay.
Absolutely. Yep. Yep.
But you did make a good point. One thing that we don't have, we lack conveniency because we don't own ownership. We have no
Hmm.
ownership. So it's easy for people to come into our community and infiltrate shit. Even in the movie Sinners, them having ownership let them survive for half the fucking night until
Hmm.
somebody else outside their community
Hmm.
invited the motherfuckers in. But the
Hmm.
people who knew, don't let them in. Mind your mouth. Shut the fuck up. This is what you say, right? This is what we got to do. Even the sister, shout out to the sisters because we always there to
Hmm.
save the day. But the sister knew how to inform them of what the fuck was coming because she was spiritually in tune,
Right.
right? So
Exactly.
that was a wake up call right there. If you have your own, you can dictate what the fuck goes on inside. If you
Right.
want your own community and you want these things structured, fuck going for the system. Start building your own structure of a system. You
That's
know
right.
that it's a chance that these motherfuckers might bomb us and blow us down. Okay, start aiding these kids to create materials that's fireproof. It's out here, right? Sis,
Hmm.
it is out here. You got engineers that we should be pushing in the Black community that can damn well build a high rise or a skyscraper
Hmm.
that's flood proof, that's fireproof, that can help us sustain for ourselves. If you ask me, sis, and that's not to keep the conversation um off forgiveness, but we do have to forgive ourselves. We have to
Mm-hmm.
forgive ourselves for one, forgetting who the fuck we were
Mm-hmm.
as a people. We
Mm-hmm.
have to forgive ourselves and accept that we were sold a lie. Even the people of color who's not in America, it's at a point to where when are you guys gonna forgive yourselves for not standing with the motherfuckers that's in America who did get captive? Who you now know, you probably didn't know back then, but who you now know went through the pain and suffering that the black people in America went through. It's okay to forgive yourselves, to say, oh shit, we not helping y'all enough. We not standing up for when they tell us all y'all are hood and ghetto motherfuckers. Forgive our sisters, right? We have to forgive our sisters in today's era because there's nobody teaching them what a woman of grace and respect would lead to looking like. Right now, our sisters is killing themselves. We don't know what the fuck a BBL gonna look like in 50 years. But because society has deemed them not beautiful in their natural form, they going under the knife. I want to impress the next nigga. I want to impress the next female to show how bad I am. You got to forgive yourself, sister. If you don't feel like inside and on the outside form, the way God made you and intended you to be is okay. Now, if it's for a health reason, okay, I understand that. But I think that this vain, vast thing that we have over our society, we have to have that for forgiveness within ourselves. We have to forgive these brothers who's strategically being manipulated to be over sexualized. This shit is on the internet. If your algorithm, even though you might look at it, or you might see it in that one like of one female pitch that might be half naked. Now that shit is trending in your algorithm. Big booty bitches and titties all through your algorithm. So you distracted. Brother, forgive yourself for being distracted because there's millions out here that you need to be tapping into. It's generations of kids that need your guidance, right, sis? It's look,
You sure?
I'm saying the people need to forgive themselves for a lot of shit, but in the community, we got to first forgive ourselves first before we do anything else. Forgive
That's right.
ourselves for being
Mm-hmm.
fucked over. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay. We'll take the fall. It's okay. Say my bad. You got it. Y'all win. This is what we gonna do from here on out. We gonna make corrective solution changes
There
for
you
our
go.
culture.
Absolutely. So before we close out, I do want to ask you one question. How can we
Mm-hmm.
move from blame to building together?
Imagine it, show it, tap into
Mm-hmm.
culture AI, see it, visualize this shit, then speak it into existence. Because the
Mm-hmm.
last form of evolution and execution into speaking anything into existence comes through your tongue. That energy got to come from your mind to your tongue. Start thinking about it. Start seeing how it would look in a world of forgiving of black people right now. Just moving forward. I'm pretty sure it's a cousin you ain't speak to in 2 fucking years because she done snatched your lace front, or a bro you ain't talked to because he tried to inbox your girl and shit like that. And it's probably a shorty you ain't even with no more. Work on that. Work on forgiving the inside circle that you working with. Maybe you have to forgive your parent because they ain't fucking have it all together when they was moving with you, trying to figure out this shit, just like you trying to figure it out at their age right now. Can you forgive your parent? Can you forgive your kid who might have had shoved in your face as good and hard working as a parent you are, but they still show up with they badasses acting like they ain't got no home training? Can you start forgiving that to work forward into solution based issues?
Absolutely. I mean, but I want to say, because like I mentioned before, my girlfriend and I, like I said, she's but so close. She's like a sister to me. Her and I speak about this, and we spoke on this, and I feel like when it come down to, I would forgive, right? But if it's a toxic situation, I gotta leave it alone. I can't
Let
continue to
it
put
go.
myself
Why you gonna
right. I
let
have to
that
let
shit
that.
go?
Well, if it's toxic and it will deal with your mental, you will leave them alone. Leave it alone. And don't be bothered because now it's dealing with your mental, right? Now, I remember when I mentioned to you the saying forgive and forget, forgive and forget. You was like, I don't know why they even came up with that. So let's touch bases before we close out on that.
I don't know why they came up with that shit. Because if I forget, if you want me to forget, then that means that you ain't really sorry about no shit. And if you trying to forget, then that means that you trying to do you. It's the chance you might do that shit to me over again. No, I'm not falling for that neither. Being although I'm a mental health professional, right? I'm ghetto as hell because I've been there, and I want to deliver the message to my people. If you want me to forget after you done me wrong, and especially forget immediately, that's where people abuse the forgiveness energy exchange, because you want me to forget ASAP. Why? It's a deeper reason. It's a behind the scene reason why you need said forgiveness. Sometimes you don't know how a person hurt, and I realized that too. Um, I me gossiping about you as my sis might not affect you the same way it would me. It might be a brush off the shoulder to you, right? And to me, that shit might be some, I don't even want to fuck with you no more for the rest of our lives. Leave me the fuck alone. Right? So, one, you have to, if you don't understand that level of a person, then you don't really fuck with them. That's one. Two is, why would you hurt a person that you want longevity, regardless if that's friendship, relationship, whatever? If I'm fucking with you, I want to be fucking with you for a minute, right? So why would you want to hurt them? And then three, if you want me to forgive you in said time manner to benefit your own guilt or whatever mental breakdown that you might be having in order to hurt me, I can't do that. I can't stand on business with somebody who I know will continuously hurt me. And I don't think nobody should neither. I think if you're in a toxic situation as a mental professional that's learning this trade and this career system, leave them people be. Let them, not everybody is welcome into your space. Not everybody should have that luxury to you. And I think forgiveness is one of them things like time, right? Time is something that you can never fucking give back to a person. You can give money back. You can give materialistic shit back. Shit, you can give a person even a Bentley back if you grind hard enough. But my last 5 minutes, you can never grant that back to me. There's no exchange in that, right? So why set me up in a system to where if I'm giving you one of the most valuablest things that's on this planet, time, forgiveness, love, um, even understanding to a point, all of this is energy exchange that we cannot get back once we give it out. Why the fuck would you want to hurt a person like that? Why would you need somebody to forgive you on that aspect, or leave room open for forgiveness, for something to be forgiven? That shit don't make sense to me, sis. I'm learning that. We got a lot of people who don't understand that, which when they don't understand that concept, I feel like nobody taught you first how to love yourself. Nobody taught you first how to let that mental note that comes into your head to say, stop. I don't think I should be doing this shit, because then it's going to take hell for her to forgive me, or it's going to be fucked over and my bro ain't going to never forgive me for this shit. People don't never go with that side of their conscience no more. Since you realize that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, the reason why I said that is because we only have one parent, right? We only have one set of parents. So, or maybe some people might have two, because some people come from the foster care agency, whatever have you. But sometimes when a parent is constantly hurting you, it's like you can't ask me to forgive you and you keep doing the same thing. So I just gotta leave you alone, or a cousin or whoever, especially when it come down to family. Family is the one that will hurt you so quick, you know, and then they turn around, see you at a barbecue event and say, hey girl, but I want to hold people accountable by saying, you hurt me. And
Mhm.
hurt people. So I'm not going to hurt you because I understand the concept of hurt people. Maybe you don't. And maybe something is in within yourself that you're hurting that does not really reflect back on me because I didn't do nothing to you. So with that being said, I will forgive you, but I'm going to leave you the hell alone.
Ain't that something in the black family ties? They could hurt your ass and they be the only ones that won't even ask for forgiveness. They automatically assume that you gave it already. And
Mhm.
whatever time frame it is from the next time you see their ass face to face. Hell
Everything's
no, stand on
already
business.
right. Right.
I'm telling you, stand on business. You gotta voice that shit. Because if not, that's the same emotions that keep us down and in lower vibration. And I tell people all the time, I let me tell you how I feel because I can't afford to deposit that energy inside me all day. My anxiety just don't deposit inside my bank account like that. It don't work like that for me. I have to tell you right now. So excuse my honesty, right? Or my no filtered delivery on why I'm expressing to you why you pissed me the fuck off. But I have to tell you this right now. I cannot go the day and have my deposited emotions overdrafted with the fact that you done fucked up. I just work on that in that mindset. So I think more people should do that, especially people that's trying to heal. Don't leave shit on your chest no more. And I'm not saying go crazy and start, going all out. No, express what the fuck you feel. Family, friends, homegirls, co-workers, bring the motherfuckers aside and tell them I cannot keep this overdrafted deposit of anxiety on my chest and not tell you how the fuck I feel. Stand on businesses. I recommend it.
Absolutely. There
If
you
not, you're
go.
gonna wind up gray, old, stressed, kidneys hurting, liver failing, and you don't know why, because you done got all this bottled up emotion inside you from motherfuckers that you lack to tell how the fuck you felt in that emotion at that
Absolutely.
time.
Absolutely. So with that being said, that's a great way to closing out. We spoke on different ways on forgiveness. We talked about friends, family, and foe. Okay. We spoke about our community. How can we build up our community by standing on business, forgiving yourself, and then start talking about, if somebody do you wrong, depending on what the situation is, let's say that if it's something minor, like somebody step on your toe, no problem, I forgive you, it's all good. It wasn't that person's fault, whatever the case may be. But it's time for us to start saying these things, not just whispering it, but say it out loud. And maybe we could start up a trend. Trends are very easy to follow when it comes down to celebrities, but we are a celebrity as well in our community. So let's get that together. Our folks. And let's start healing. We need to start healing. It's time. It's time. We see the stuff that's going on, and it's not getting better. It's not getting easier for us unless you got a whole bunch of money. But even celebrities is getting taken down too. So with that, let's close it down. And we definitely want to say thank you for coming on. And you're more than welcome to come back on and blow up and blow your steam
No,
off.
I'm with
Do
you,
your
sis. I
thing.
rock with you. I love you. Let me shout that out for
I love
you,
you
sis. You
too.
are a phenomenal woman. For
Thank
somebody
you.
that actually can step out their own realm to build our community, especially our sisters. Sis,
Mhm.
you rock. You always
Thank
got my
you.
support.
Oh, thank you so much. I see when you talked about solutions, I already see the problem. I want to be that solution. If somebody come to me and say, "Hey, Shanice, I see that in this hospital they need more da 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 da. Let's come together. Let's call up so and so. Let's get some money. Let's raise money. Let's do something." And that's something that I'm actually going to be doing in Queens with somebody, because I'm not just Harlem based. I'm worldwide, as you see. Even if we do a virtual, even if we do it from borough to borough, we're gonna make things happen. And we are phenomenal women. It's just us. We are phenomenal women. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. So with that, I would say peace to you. Thank you for
Amen.
coming on. And you could close out with something that you want to just say something about yourself. That's it.
I believe that the moment we figure this shit out, we gonna start winning across the globe. And I can't. I hope I'm blessed and highly favored to witness that day. I know the day is coming soon. So Black Power to my people. Stay strong. Keep living in your moment of truth and healing. I want everybody to heal and be productive and successful. Because then that's the world that my kids can live in. And it's gonna be dope as fuck and colorful and lit, and educated and new and thriving. So that's my end goal. You know, that's is to see all my people win. So I hope we continue to keep winning.
Amen to that. And with that, I would say peace to you. I'm going to stay on for a couple of seconds and talk about some other things on forgiveness. And we have our next person, our next guest next week. So I'm going to speak on that. Thank you, Shy. I will talk to you soon. Hey everybody, once again, this is Shanice Gay with Ali. I hope and pray that everybody got something out of that. We're going to continue with the conversation on forgiveness. However, next week I will have TJ Vita come on and she's going to speak about her event that's happening very soon. Also, I will be going for surgery in June. So if anyone who would like to pick up on the Zooms and the conversations for maybe a month or so for me on Sundays. I am asking whomever. That's great. That's good. Well, please let me know. Hit me up on Facebook or whatever have you. But I thank you so much for coming out, Miss Shy Channel, and talking about forgiveness and other conversations that we had that was off of the word forgiveness, but it was still tying into talking about our community. So it's 5 reasons why you should let go of resentment. So forgiveness is an act of strength. So don't forget, forgiveness is an act of strength, right? Then you, like I said, you have the power to forgive, right? You do have the power to forgive because in order for you to forgive, you actually forgiving yourself as well because we hold on to certain things for so long that we don't even know what the hell happened at this particular time. We don't remember what happened. So forgiving yourself and then forgive the person, it makes things easier for yourself to get ahead, to sit in a room with them and not have this animosity or mad or stress or anger towards them. But we do have to speak it out. We got to tell people how we feel in order for us to say, I'm sorry. In order for somebody to say, I'm sorry, and you say, I forgive you, you have to speak on it. You can't hold on to it forever. You got to speak on it. Now, sometimes people don't want to listen, and that's their stuff. That's their mess. Um, and then you will find peace, peace of mind. Peace of mind is everything. I love peace of mind. I take peace of mind over anything, okay? Because at one point, living in Harlem and, living with certain type of people, you don't know what peace of mind is. You really don't know what peace of mind is. But when you get it, you love it, you appreciate it, and you would take that over anything, trust me. Like I said, when you forgive, you you give permission to live life fully. Okay, you give yourself permission to live life fully and be happy and stress free. Like who want to deal with that? Oh gosh. So like I said, next week Sunday we have TJ Vita who will be coming on, and then the following Sunday, which is that June 1st, is my grandson's birthday, but I will still do a live. And then after that, well, the 2 weeks after in June or the week after in June, I will be going in for surgery. So I would keep everybody posted. I hope everybody enjoyed this conversation with Miss Shah channel and give some feedback. So thank you so much. And with that, I'm signing off. Peace, everybody.